Oh, hello everyone. I'm sorry, you walked in on me. I'm currently writing down my pickup lines that I'm going to use with my best friend here, Alex. Hey Alex, tell me what you think of this. I'm going to punch your face. You think that's a good pickup line? I think that's a relatively good line. I think you could add something about a brick or something about, wanting them to lie down like a dog and just take it. Just take it. I think that's a pretty good one. Okay, all right, Alex. Okay, all right. What do you think about this one? I think this one's got a good punch to it. You're so fucking stupid, you dumb bitch. What do you think about that one, Alex? Do you think that's a good one? Yeah, I think that really hammers in the point that you think that they're fucking retarded. You see, I knew I could count on you, Alex. I know that you're the type of guy that respects women. You get it. All right, how's it going, everyone? Obviously, there's been this huge debacle regarding this guy named ImAllexx. So, I'm fairly new to the commentary space. I don't really do stuff like this. And honestly, I think the conversation has been talked to death already. I mean, people have really already said everything that needs to be said about it. Though, the only reason I'm making this video, other than the fact that I'm jumping on this fucking bandwagon before it leaves, okay? You understand me? I'm getting this money! But other than that, I actually want to talk about the interesting dynamics between, I guess, what you would call abuse victims here, or at least abuse victim alligators. Because if you don't know this story by now, Alice, ex-girlfriend of Alex, yes, their names are very similar. I might get them confused. Forgive me. But Alice came out with the allegations saying that Alex has done a lot of horrible stuff to her. He has abused her. He has both mentally and physically. There are 2 incidences of him actually physically abusing her. And of course, with that, a lot of people are on her side. Now, for me, these are all allegations. However, Alice has provided a lot of evidence to show at least that Alex has not been able to handle himself in a proper way.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick if you don't shut the fuck up. Because this one, genuinely, this one, you fucked this, royally fucked this.
He has shown in pretty much all the videos and text messages that he is very emotionally unstable.
Now, when it's too fucking late, you admit that you did everything fucking wrong. But when it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good fucking dog, you don't fucking do it.
Now, at worst case scenario, right, both of them are at fault. Alice is egging on Alex to behave in this way. This is not an excuse on his behavior. He should not be behaving in this way regardless. But I am putting that out there in case the context is that both of them were horrible to each other. Now, Alice has said towards the end of the relationship, she was not acting in the best way, and she was actively trying to antagonize him. So already we can see that again, this is not me trying to say that she's in the wrong for any of this. Ultimately, I'm just trying to say that, if the alleged accuser, or I don't know what you call that, the abuser, right? They should always be given the chance to at least explain their side of the story, right? We should not be living in a society where an allegation is proof of the crime happening. Now, that being said, again, it's pretty damning. It is shown at least that there was some level of vitriol in the relationship. Now, that aside, because I really do think that there's probably a 90% chance that he really did do the things that she's alleging and that it really was abuse, right? Pushing that aside, there were 2 other people that have come out forward against Alex. There was 2 previous girlfriends. Now, one of them, right, is a girlfriend that he was with that made false abuse allegations against someone else. So already, her statements should be taken with enough salt to put you in a fucking coma. All right, so please do keep that in mind. And then we have another person who has come out that kind of similar, where she hasn't really provided enough evidence to suggest that he has done these actions. Now, of course, this is what you would call contributory evidence, right? This by itself is not enough to, convince anyone anything has happened, but with the compounding evidence that Alice has provided, you can see that there is a pattern going on. Now, I really want to bring attention to both of these other allegations because you can really see the effect that the internet has had on people, right? These women, or at least the second girlfriend, King Ani. So let's go into her supposed accusation. So I'm just going to read it. My experience with ImAllexx. Though we never confirmed it to the public, because I personally like keeping my relationships private, I dated Alex from June 2017 till March 2018. It was the most toxic relationship I've ever been, and I was lucky to get out when I did. You see, she was lucky. She rolled very high on luck, okay? Nat 20, baby. When we were dating, though he was from England and I lived in America, star-crossed lovers right here, man. We were pretty much never apart for longer than a week. We stayed in Europe for a couple of months and then went to America for 6 months. He couldn't stay 6 months straight due to visa implications, so he stayed 3 months, flew back to England for a few days, and came back to America for another 3 months. All right, great. Cool. After the 3 months, or after the 6 months was over, that was on me. Oh, fuck. Okay. He couldn't come to America again for a while due to visa requirements. We spent some time away from each other, and during that time, with the help of my friends, power of friendship, I fight for my friends. I came to the realization that I was in the worst and most toxic relationship I've ever been in, and I had to get out. Title drop right there. Jordan Peele. Great. I love the reference. Okay. It started out great, as they always do, the honeymoon phase, as they call it. But as time went on, things just got worse and worse. I was fortunate enough to get out what I did, but reading all the new information that's come out, he's clearly gotten worse. Okay. All right. Let's see. During the relationship, he made me feel insane, like I wasn't myself anymore. It never felt like he listened to me. I always felt belittled and inferior. Whenever oh my God, Jesus Christ. Whenever we recorded videos together, he would constantly talk over me and never let me have my moment. Most of the time I had problems, Most of the time when I had problems, he would always somehow make it about himself or talk about his own issues. He would get stressed over his YouTube channel constantly and complain about uploading as if it was the hardest job on the planet and no one had it harder than him. Okay, alright, cool. His classic line was, I can't catch a fucking break. Alright. If we had ever had a disagreement, he would also sometimes allude to the possibility of killing himself over minor conflicts as a threat, so I couldn't continue the conversation. It was nearly impossible to give him any kind of criticism because it was like adding to a pile of minor issues that he's already blown out of far proportion in his head. Another thing he did was spin his own narrative and twist words. He didn't do this just with the relationship, he did it in his work and with his friends. It was one of the main reasons why many people stopped talking to him, because we started to realize that whenever there was even a smallest amount of drama and he heard about it, he would make sure to involve himself, even if the subject had absolutely nothing to do with him. He would make sure he would just... Oh, what the fuck? Oh, God. And he would just make everything so much worse. Okay, there we go. For example, the Slazo situation. So if you guys didn't know, King Ani here accused Slazo of abuse, right? Though it was never stated, it was never said in the original statements by Shay, he somehow came to the conclusion that it was rape, and everyone else got the blame for saying his words. Somehow the situation went from guilty of being a bad boyfriend to all of a sudden him saying he's a rapist. That was the final nail in the coffin. I cut all contact with him after that. So if you guys want to, you can watch more Pegasus video about this. He calls out this specifically when it happened, so he actually has a very good idea of the situation that happened during the time, and he clearly states that no, this was not Alex like manipulating everything in the background like a little puppet master, little gangly fingers, right? That was all her. Okay. Future editing Aspie here. I was completely wrong about the More Pegasus statement. He talks about it in his latest video, but his older video, I can't find it. So instead, you can watch these wonderful videos by Turkey Tom and Blow Blacks if you want to get better context about this. It wasn't my fault, though. Pegasus, you said it. It was your fault. Okay, I'm going to hunt you down now. You're on the list. Get ready. During our relationship, I bought him and I matching Alex and Ani bracelets for Valentine's Day because I was like, oh, neat, a company with both our names. And you can see him pressing the heart on his bracelets to his lip in his Back to Nothing video, which he has since taken down from his video. Or from his channel. And then she posts a link to the video and then says it right here. This video was released as a response to me breaking up with him. He uploaded this video after I stopped talking to him as a way to guilt trip me back into replying to him. He did, oh my god, he did to me what he has done in his relationship with Alice, where he would fly off the handle, get mad, then act apologetic and sad and try to get me to feel sorry for him, forgive him everything he has said and done. Lastly, the only time he's ever laid a finger on me was when he grabbed me as I was trying to run away from a conflict. We were trying to record a YouTube video together, and he was getting frustrated at having to restart the recording multiple times. Dude, I get it. I understand. You know, I would punch a bitch too. I'm just saying. You know, I would fucking like. If my girlfriend made me record my videos over and over again, I would grab her by the throat and I would like hold her up, and then I would like slam her to the ground, and I'd be like, "You're gonna fucking make me record this shit again!" See, no, but I'm emotionally stable, so you don't have to worry about that. Anyway, he started shouting and beating his fist on the table, even going as far to break his microphone. I was scared, so I got up to leave the room, which is when he grabbed my arm to physically stop me. I remember saying, "You grabbed my arm," several times in shock, as if to say, who the fuck would ever grab someone's arm like that? Once again, I was fortunate that was the only time something ever happened. I got out before it got even worse, and clearly with this new information that's come out, it saddens me that it's come to this. I wish Alice the best privately and breaks my heart to see the things that she's gone through. I hope Alice in my story shows you what he's really like behind the scenes. If you're in an abusive relationship, please get out now. You can't fix him. Okay. So this is what I mean by this is a really bad allegation, right? A lot of this is hearsay. A lot of this is not provable. A lot of this has no actual like backing behind it. If Eddie actually came out with this by itself, this would be a allegation that you should take heavily with a grain of salt, right? This is a allegation where you really need to question the validity of all of these statements that are being said and what the context is behind them, right? Because none of us actually know what's going on behind the scenes. So a lot of this stuff could just be taken as like a negative situation, right? We've seen this happen before where one person thinks one thing and another person thinks another thing. Now, we can see that he did get slightly physical. We don't know if this altercation actually ever happened, right? We don't know if, because if you compare this with, I'm gonna fucking, where's my girlfriend? I'm gonna have to choke slam her. The roids are coming out. So, but if you compare this with Alice's response, she actually has text messages with her parents about the physicality that's happened. So again, there's some level of proof. Now, is it like concrete proof? Of course not. It's not something that you can definitively say, hey, he did this, right? It's not like video camera footage or anything like that. However, it is far better than what Annie has put over here. What is his deal with dating all these women that have the A in their fucking names, dude? All right, I'm gonna beat you up now, Alex. You come to my house, we're gonna throw down, and I'm gonna rip up your visa in your face. All right, motherfucker. All right, okay. Anyway, yeah. So if you compare that with Alice's allegations, you can see there is a very big distinction between the burden of proof here, right? With Alice, you had many different text messages, you have video recordings, you have the active recording of him being emotionally unstable. With Annie, there's nothing. This is like a supplementary piece, and I don't even believe it because, again, this kind of comes off as someone trying to insert themselves into the situation, which is really fucking ironic because you can see that she said it right here. Because we started to realize whenever there was even the smallest amount of drama, fucking ironic, he had heard about it, he would just make sure to involve himself, even if the subject had absolutely nothing to do with it. He would just make everything so much worse. Oh my god, Annie. I can't believe he would do that. That's horrible. I really hope no one fucking else would ever do something like that. Thank you. I really appreciate you putting this piece of shit allegation in front of me. Now, am I going to sit here and say that this is untrue? Of course not. There's always a shred of evidence to suggest that something like this could have happened. And honestly, it probably did. But the fact that she's only doing this as Alice has released her allegations, and she's trying to spin the history and trying to make it seem like, oh, she was innocent from the Slazo allegations. That wasn't her. That was actually Alex, right? Okay, all right. Okay, Annie. Anyway, now let's compare this with another accusation that has only minimal evidence, but still comes off as somewhat reputable, all right? So the third allegation is actually a old allegation. It's by his third girlfriend. He has 3 of them. He had 3 of them. I don't know how many more he can get. I believe in you, Alex. Your pickup lines, I think they're fucking fire, dude. All right? I think you might light them on fire as well, but you know what? We can come and we can cross that bridge when we get to it. All right? But the third allegation that we're going to be talking about is from Jess Carter. She actually posted this in December 2020. So this is actually far before anyone else actually said anything. And this is talking about Alex, right? She doesn't put it in the tweet, but clearly she's talking about him. And basically, she's just saying that it's kind of similar to what Alice went through, not to the same like extreme degree, but there was a particular moment where he threatened to kill her to his friend, and she actually posted that, right? So this is what I mean by a slightly more reputable statement, right? She posted this as soon as it happened. This is not tailing any kind of other allegation. She's not trying to insert herself into another situation. It's all contained within the moment that it happened, and, you know, she's coming out about it, you know, not that far from when it actually happened. Now, again, is this to say that if someone makes an allegation like 2 or 3 years down the line that you should not believe it? Of course not, right? But what I'm saying with this is that this is not a situation where she's misinterpreting his actions or anything like that. He clearly stated to his friend, hey, I'm going to kill her because she locked me out of this apartment, right? Or hotel, I think, is the situation. So, very different, very different. And, of course, there's this other situation with people around him. I don't know why people are attacking other people that have nothing to do with his abuse. It's more like, oh, you guys enabled him to do all this stuff. Okay, all right. I think probably make a separate video on that, but clearly this has already gone on long enough. I think people have made so many videos about it, and you should watch mine, okay? Share it to your friends. Put it out there, all right? I'm only making this video because I want fucking views. Give them to me!